after ISIS took responsibility for Crocus City Hall, and it was confirmed by the US on the table in the Kremlin, there were two main options. The first, blame ISIS for the terrorist attack and start joint efforts against international terrorism. And this was a gift for Putin, shifting the war in Ukraine to the background and freeze it. The US and Western media have fully prepared this narrative and still keep it in focus. And the second option, blame Ukraine for organizing an international terrorist act. This is escalation, and not only or primary against Ukraine, but against the United States. Putin thought for almost a day and decided to blame Ukraine for the terrorist attack and dump the consequences. There is zero evidence. The window at the border is complete nonsense. Without collusion with the FSB, this is impossible to implement. Plus, the KGB of Belarus blew the whole legend, just as Ukrainian license plates on the minibus turned out to be Belarusian license plates at the end. And just to illustrate a bit more, so here is the Bryansk Oblast. Left marker is the village of Teple, where, according to the initial versions, the suspect in the Moscow terrorist attack were detained. It is 25-30 kilometers from the border of Belarus by road. So here is the border with Belarus, here is the border with Ukraine. And the right marker is the village of Khatsun, where they were detained according to the corrected and supplemented version, which became official. So here, first it was here, second it was there. Even if this version is true, it is still more than 100 kilometers to the Ukrainian border with in a straight line. And if you go by the roads that are controlled by Russian special forces and troops, it is even more. So which border they were actually heading is, I think, a bit open question. And this explains why the Belarusian ambassador to Russia, who inadvertently revealed that the borders of the Russian Federation and Belarus were blocked, and that's why he got so excited and revealed that. Now, for all unbiased observers, it looks like the Russians directed the suspects towards the Ukrainian border on the same vehicle that was spotted near Crocus, and who these people are and what they are willing to confess in the hands of the FSB, who are cutting off their ears on camera. It doesn't matter. After ISIS published a group photo of the terrorists trying to pin this mess on Ukraine, it became absurd. The West won't buy Russian fabrications, but the Russian audience will be fed this bullshit from all channels. And Putin said in his address the ritual phrase about joint struggle against terrorists, but the main message is to unite against the enemy, to punish them, unite all as one. And there is only one candidate for the role of the main enemy. It is United States of America, because the USA warned about the terrorist attack, the USA talked about ISIS, the USA denied Ukraine's involvement. So all this, if you believe the bizarre logic of Russian propagandists, means that United States of America is behind all this. And if there will be a call to hold the United States of America accountable, Russia will need some extra efforts. And for Russian, it will mean reintroduction of the death penalty at the public request, of course. They already talk about it openly, about the reintroduction of death penalty. New wave of mass mobilizations, then hunting for potential terrorists among migrants and all dissidents. purges of law enforcement and officials who were not up to the task, and so on. And anti-American propaganda is intensifying in the world, which is a sweet music for many post-colonial countries and the countries of so-called global south. And the main escalation against the USA will be in those third countries. The practical goal of accusing Ukraine is to block foreign aid, including European, until Russia accumulates strength, so that in a few months our resources are depleted and the Russians are ready, plus justify the cruelty and killings and atrocity of peaceful Ukrainian civilians. All this bullshit. Don't believe Russian propaganda, and слава Україні!